Hi, class. You just watched the link above, and you watched that video. The reason that I wanted you to watch this video is not because this is one of the exemplary speech that I want you to follow or I want you to emulate. No, not because of that. But I felt that the speech kind of informs us about uh, living an experiment or conducting a challenge. His particular, as you know, that his experiment started at the age of 30. I don't know whether he's still doing it or not, but as we know, that he wanted to record 1 second of his life every day. I felt that the speech was, in terms of organization, it was choppy at several places. I felt that he could have made the organization a little tighter. It seemed that he was, he had thoughts and he was interspersing his thoughts throughout his speech. So in terms of organizational skills, in terms of the flow, in terms of the language use, I don't think this speech was, one of those excellent speeches for you to watch. But the reason is I wanted to show the speech to you because of the power of his thought and the fact that he was doing this experiment pretty much as you are doing an experiment, right? It could be getting to bed early, it could be exercising, it could be eating healthy, it could be biking, it could be reading newspapers every day. Any challenge that you're doing is, I think, similar to him, that kind of, you must have felt a need, just like he did. He talked about, in his introduction, he said, why did he do this? And I think he quotes another TED Talk speaker and says that he felt that his life lacked that, and there was a tremendous amount of need for him to do this. And he doesn't directly take us from the private to the public, but he does mention about this culture. So it's very rhetorical, because as an audience, I was kind of creatively participating with him in his speech, because I knew that he was talking about a culture which we are all a part of, a culture that doesn't remember things, a culture that has a very short-lived memory, a culture that just wants to record the happy moments, not the sad moments. The sad moments usually get brushed under the carpet, leading to other issues. A culture that keeps recording, goes to concerts, records the whole concerts, doesn't, and watches the concert through their cell phone, which is a terrible and horrible thing that I feel that is such a big part of this culture. So, you just like need that 1 second for you to remember. And he talks about that. And sometimes we don't live in the moment. I think all of that he talks about in general, about this larger culture that we are in, and the larger need when he's moving from his own personal need to this need of his audience. Okay. And the way he establishes that need is when he talks about the kind of culture that we are in. He also talks about the obstacles that he's going through when he was doing this experiment. For example, he was first taking videos of himself, and he said that did not cut it for him, because that's not how he remembered the significant moments every day in his life. He started filming what he was seeing. Not the camera was not on him, but the camera was on other things that he was observing and he was remembering. The second thing was when he said that he really didn't find a significant moment every day in his life. Sometimes we have to find that one moment in the whole day. I think that was very inspirational, that we want to remember. Okay, so that kind of led him to remember that one, and led him to create that memory of that 1 second every day in his life. The third obstacle that he talked about was when he had to record 1 second of his life when his sister-in-law got really sick, and he just couldn't get to record that second of the life that he was seeing through his sister-in-law's sickness, because it's always very difficult to record something when we are sad and upset and anxious. But he did that, and that was an obstacle. All right, it's a reminder that life, things like that will happen, and people sometimes come back, sometimes they don't, and that's a part of life. So that was a reminder for him. So the whole thing, I think that at the end of his speech, when he says that, he tells the audience, he kind of asks them to take an action. He says, all of you have a phone, and it's so easy to record just that 1 second of your life. I think that's when the speech gets persuasive, because you're actually asking the audience to take an action. For us, because we are doing this informative speech, we don't need to ask the audience to take an action. We don't need to tell them that go ahead, go read a newspaper every day, go ahead and go sit on the bike, do biking every day, or sleep at the right time. We don't need to tell them that. Our information, our idea will be so powerful that even without saying that they need to do this, they should be able to understand the importance of the idea that we are talking about and embrace it. Okay. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. It depends upon the power of your idea. It depends upon how well you've established the need in your private life and in the life of the other people, which is the audience, how well you've established the need to do that. So that's how it should go. That's my little analysis of the speech. And I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully this is going to be helpful. Hopefully you'll watch both the videos.